Greetings and welcome to the 14th episode of Morrowind Modding Showcases. As always, I'm your host Dark Elf Guy, and we have another 13 mods available for your viewing pleasure. Unfortunately, we don't have the same graphic art assets that we normally do this week, so you might notice a few differences in this episode. All the same, we have a great selection of mods for you to check out, and all the download links can be found in the description below. Now why don't we go ahead and get started with our popular mod of the week, which this week is the Holiday Mod by Princess Stomper. The Holiday Mod adds holidays to the game, as you might expect, including a birthday for your character. And on each of these major holidays you'll find vendors like this one, with festive items for sale. Innkeepers will also often give you free drinks on some of these holidays, and you'll find that a few towns really get into the festive mood. Indeed, decorations can change depending on the holiday, like Tails and Talos here. Decorations can even be found in some establishments, like this one here. Here's just a few of the new holiday themed items for sale, including pumpkins, chocolate statues, some new books, such as this one here, and a list of the major holidays. And there's also a lot of festive related food, like candy cane. Now, a fun inclusion with this mod is working fireworks, as you can see here. There's really no limit to how many fireworks you can set up at once, so you can go crazy like I'm doing right here. This way you can have a proper fireworks display. Quite lovely, isn't it? For our house mod of the week this week, we have Ashlands Tint Deluxe by Gaius Atrarius and Aragon. This mod adds a new NPC to the Grazelands, who will offer to make you an Ashlands tint for a price. Once you pay him off, you'll own your very own Ashlands tint that you can place anywhere, and it'll pop up right in front of you, as you can see here. Inside you'll find a cozy interior, which includes an alchemy sorter, storage and display room, and even a music box. When you want to leave, you can just pick up your Ashlands tint again and plop it down somewhere else. Eventually, you can do a quest to expand your tint, including a new room full of storage and display space, including mannequins, like this one here. There's also a teleport shrine for easy transportation around Vardenfell. and plenty of display cases for your use, one of which has an ebony bow in it. This week's gameplay mod of the week is Holidays Across Tamriel, Vardenfell Edition by Lord Brandis. This mod adds religious holidays to Vardenfell, along with a number of religious items and tokens that can now be found in many Dunmeri homes. You can also find these new religious items for sale at various shops, as you can see here. These new items and holidays serve to greatly enhance the importance of religion to the Dunmeri people. Here you can see just a small number of the various religious tokens added to the game by this mod, including icons for nearly every saint, and a number of different style statues of the tribunal. For our dungeon mod of the week this week, we have FW's Temple of Malka. This mod adds a new 6-house base in the Ashlands, as you can see here. It's strongly guarded, and you'll have to fight your way up the steps just to get inside. Once you reach the stronghold proper, you'll be facing a number of strong opponents, as you can see here. Should you clear the place out, you'll find a lavishly detailed 6-house base, with a number of ash statues, amongst other things to loot. Next up is our items mod of the week, and this week we have Mabragash Armoured Robes by Volga. This mod adds new robes to the game that act as armour and can be seen on a variety of NPCs in Ashland villages. Here's a second set of robes here. Quite distinctive looking, aren't they? Here you can see my character wearing some. And here you can see the second set. Perhaps not the best look for a Breton, though certainly stylish. This week's quest mod of the week is Ashlands Village by JMK. With this mod you'll find a rather distinctive new Ashlands village, not too far away from Ghost Gate. This village is a little spread out in nature and consists of a mix of Velothi, cave dwelling and Ashlander tint architecture. There's a number of shops here, including a smith, as you can see here. As well as an alchemist, so you can stock up on supplies before heading back out into the wasteland. You'll find a number of odd characters here, with a number of services available, as well as a ton of quests. Many of the characters here have unique dialogue, and new quests available to send you out on. Completing them often updates the interiors they take place in as well. Not to mention that you a bunch of gold. There's even a main quest to this village that involves helping out with a teleportation gate network, as you can see here. You'll also get to explore deep and dark hidden ruby mines. But be careful, they contain a lot of lava pools. You can also do a handful of odd mining jobs if you really want to. In this beautiful and rugged Ashland village, you can expect to find over 20 new quests, so there's always something to do. For our Landmass Mod of the Week, we have Iridor Conspiracies by Theta Oranis, Gorgorath, and the Iridor team. This mod adds a new series of islands and one really massive city to the game. As you can see by the jumble of roofs spreading off in every direction. This is a city of crowded streets, towers, docks, and much more lurking beneath the surface. From small fishing villages to large dominating fortresses, there's a lot to see in Iridor. And it can certainly be said to be quite scenic as well. The streets of this massive city are narrow and winding, with many offshoots, and highly detailed clutter to boot. From crowded streets to massive city plazas, with a number of shops and vendors to visit, Iridor is full of things to do and places to see. There's even a number of new books and other documents that you can find here and there that really add detail to the world. There's also a number of interesting shops to check out, such as this florist shop, which has a number of interesting gardens. You'll also find a number of taverns where you can grab a drink or two. Not to mention a wide variety of other interestingly designed interiors. You'll find that the city is much like a maze with any number of alleys to get lost in. As you can see here, the city is made up of a number of different streets. There's also a number of quests that you can do for various citizens of the city. While Iridor has never quite left the beta version, it's still a fascinating place to visit, full of exciting things to see and do. Next up is our NPC mod of the week, and this week we have Fliggerty's Slave Mod by Fliggerty. This mod overhauls slavery in the game. Now you can buy slave vouchers at any slave market. Good for 1 slave each. And you can exchange these vouchers for slave keys, as you can see here. Slaves are now full companions, and can be given a number of commands. And you can even reward them with food and drink, if you so want to. Assuming you have some available, of course. Each slave now uses Grumpy's companion scripting, and have a number of follow and combat options that can be given to them. In addition, you can now claim slaves you find out in the wilderness. This basically acts as claiming them as your own. You can also sell slaves at a slave market. And this works by getting a voucher for each slave you sell, and you can then barter on a negotiated price. A good way to make some extra money. With this mod, you can eventually raise a real slave army. And send them after various opponents. You can even recreate your own version of the Skeleton Wars, if you really want to. Though using a ragged slave army will certainly have massive casualties, as you can see here. This week's new Meshes and Textures mod of the week is Concept Art Ghost Fence Replacer by Star Wars Gal 9875, otherwise known as Markellius. This mod replaces the ghost fence around Red Mountain with one much more like what was depicted in the original concept art for Morrowind, created by Michael Cookbride. Seeing the ghost fence at night now is quite the sight to see, with detailed illuminated pylons lighting up the night sky. Here you can see the ghost fence with a full moon in the background. Truly a gorgeous sight to see. For our Modder's Resource Mod of the Week, we're taking a look at Furniture Imperial Lower Class by Asylum. This is a complete furniture set based off of Oblivion's Imperial furniture, with tables, bookshelves, chests, chairs, cabinets, both with and without doors, beds and everything else available for use. With these furniture assets, you can truly create a nice, cozy interior. Here you can see some more furniture pieces, including shelves and optional doors on cabinets. As well as multiple bed frames, some of which are ideal for hiding things like, say, a corpse or two. Next up is our underrated mod of the week, and this week we have Melkor's Silt Strider armor. This mod adds a new set of armor to the game based on Silt Striders, as well as new guards to various Ashlander camps that wear them. Each camp has a unique chest piece to their armor, identifying which tribe they're from. You can find bits and pieces of the armor lying around the camps here and there, as you can see here. Here you can see I've collected a full set. Rather menacing looking, aren't I? For our Blast from the Past mod of the week this week, we have Kateri's Julian Ashlander Companion. You'll first meet Julian outside of Ghost Gate, fighting for his life. At first he won't be too happy with your help. But after a bit he'll request to travel with you and become your companion. Like most companions, Julian has a number of combat and magic options to choose from. As you can see here. In addition, if you have a high skill count, you can train him in a particular skill yourself. Julian also has his own quests you can help him out with from time to time, which evolves as you two become closer. Julian also has a ton of unique dialogue, including opinions on just about everything, such as where you are at any particular time. You can even introduce Julian to various NPCs, though they may not always respond well to Julian's presence. Julian will also bring up new topics of conversation while visiting certain places, as you can see here. You can also give him any skill books you might have, and he'll get a skill increase from them just like you would, as well as share his opinions on the story. There's also trainers you can go to for helping increase Julian's skill levels, such as this one here. Julian also intersects with the main quest from time to time, being brought up in dialogue as seen here. You can meet him later at the pub. And speaking of, Julian loves pubs. You can even get him a drink, or several drinks as it may be. Julian certainly loves his drinks. It should be mentioned that there's a lot more to Julian than shown here, but we're out of time and you'll just have to find it out all for yourself, in what is often considered one of the best companion mods out there. Finally, for our bonus mod of the week, we have Kogarun Ruins by Taken by Trees. This mod greatly expands the ruins around the Dunmeri stronghold of Kogarun to more accurately fit in with the established lore behind the settlement. Now the ruins of Kogarun look more like an actual town, instead of just a stronghold, as seen before. You'll find various opponents around the ruins, as well as a great amount of debris from whoever lived here before, as you can kind of see here. There's also a much larger 6-house presence here than before, and you'll find yourself fighting through these old ruins just to get to the heart of Kogarun. That's it for this week. As always, you can find the download links for these mods in the description below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next week with another 13 mods for your viewing pleasure. See you next time.